Good morning, fourth grade. We're ready to get into math lesson 136 for today. First of all, we're going to do a little bit of review with our decimals again. Reading our decimals, it's very important that we remember how to do this. So first of all, when we are working with decimals, we know that when there's one decimal place, we read it as tenths. When there are two decimal places, we read it as hundredths. And when there are three decimal places, we read it as thousandths. So I'm going to show you a card with a decimal on it, and I want you to read it. Read it out loud or read it in your mind. Out loud would be best. So I'm going to show you the card and give you a little time to find out what your answer would be, and then I will tell you how to read it, and you'll see if you were correct. So see how many you can get correct. How would you read this decimal? 200. How would you read this decimal? 6/10. How would you read this decimal? 8/10. What about this decimal? 31/100. And 21/100. 3 places for this one, so 2,000th. 3 places again, 3,000th. This would be 91/100th. And how would you read this one? Remember, your decimal point you read and. 3 7/10. Very good. In our lesson today, we're talking about counting back change. We've done some with this before. We're just going to go over it again. So first of all, I have a couple different types of money here. Some looks like this, a very fake piece of money, just with $10 written on it. And some looks like real change. Some looks like this, a real $1 bill. So bear with the different variations of money I have here. So first of all, if we have, I have a $10 bill, and someone wants to pay for items, here's my $10. Someone wants to pay for items that cost $7.29. So their total is $7.29, and they gave me a $10 bill. So how am I going to give them change? Now, how I'm going to do that, there are a few things I need to keep in mind. I want to use as few coins and dollars as possible. So instead of giving 2 nickels, I'll give a dime. Or instead of giving 3 $1 bills, no, that didn't make sense. Instead of giving 5 $1 bills, I'll give a $5 bill. That type of thing. Also, when you're counting back change, you're supposed to give them the smallest change first. So before you give them the dollars, you're going to give them the pennies, and then the nickels, and then the dimes, and then the quarters. You go from smallest to largest. The third thing you need to remember when counting back change is, so if their total was $7.29, and they gave me $10, to count back change, I'm going to start at $7.29, and I'm going to start with my smallest change first, a penny, and I'm going to count up. I'm going to say the new amount each time. So $7.29, a penny takes it to $7.30. A dime would take it to $7.40. Another dime would take it to $7.50. A quarter would take it to $7.75, and another quarter would take it to $8. So now we have $8, but when we're counting back change, we want to count up the whole way to the amount they gave us. So far we're at $8, but we need to count up to $10. So we need a $1 bill, which is $9, another one, which gives us $10. So now we're up to the amount they gave us, which means we should have the correct amount of change. So the amount of change that I have here is $2.71. So $2.71 is your change. Okay? And let's try another example for this. So if we have a customer whose total was $1.67, and they gave me a $5 bill, okay? They gave me a $5 bill. Their total was $1.67. So again, I'm going to start at $1.67, and I'm going to count up the smallest change first. So each time that you add more change to your hand for them, you need to say the new amount. So first of all, we have $1.67. We can use a penny, $1.68. Another penny, $1.69. Another penny, $1.70. Now, what do we want to use next? We're supposed to go smallest to largest. What would happen if we would get a quarter next? $1.70 plus 1 quarter. That would give us 95 cents. And then we would need a nickel. But we're supposed to go smallest to largest. So we are at $1.70. So the next thing we want is a nickel. A nickel takes us up to what? To $1.75. Now what do we need to get up to the next dollar? We have $1.75. 1 quarter takes us up to the next dollar. So now we have $2. Now we need to get up to $5 because $5 is the amount they gave us. So $2 to get up to the next dollar, we get a dollar bill, $3, $4, and $5. So now since we got up to the amount that they gave us, we should have the right amount of change in our hand. And I have $3.33. So $3.33 is your change. I wish you would be here to practice with me. If you have some change and some dollar bills at home, you can practice with your little siblings doing change, or you can practice with anyone really, or yourself. That would be great practice. Let's just go over the few things again here that we need to remember when working with change. So change is the amount spent subtracted from the amount given. So here we have, if we want to know the amount of change we gave them, we take the amount they gave and we subtract the amount they were supposed to pay from the $10, and that tells us the amount of change. Here, $5 minus $1.67 tells us the amount of change needed for that transaction. Again, we make change with the fewest number of coins and bills possible. So instead of using 2 nickels, use a dime. Instead of using 2 $5 bills, use a $10 bill. Give the smallest denominations first. So pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters. And remember to say each time you add a new coin to your hand, say the new amount so you and your customer know where you are at. Once you get up to the amount they gave you, you should have the right amount of change. You can give it to them and tell them how much it is. You have a few examples in your lesson today. They tell you the amount the customer spent, the amount the customer gave, then how much, then they have, the clerk gives change. So they're saying how much the clerk is giving and what the clerk would say. So you need to look at the ones, figure out which ones gave change back in the best way. And keep in mind how you're supposed to say it, how you're supposed to count it back, and what you count back to. That's all for our lesson today. Thank you for listening. Work carefully and let me know if you have any other questions. Enjoy the sunshine today. It's a gorgeous day. Make sure you get some time to go outside.